Hello everyone, Bruno here. Today, as always, we have a new video trading binary options on the Pocket Option Trading platform. I've left the link in the description, so make sure to join. As a reminder, I have a free Telegram channel that you can join to copy my signals in real time along with the other guys and of course make money with me. Let's get started. Look, we have two indicators set up. Let's go to the indicator tab. The first indicator we need is called super trend. The second indicator is fractal. Set up these indicators for yourself and copy the strategy and everything I tell you today exactly. Let's begin. First, as always, we start with an explanation. I think this is the most important part of our video, the explanation of how everything works so you don't make any mistakes, replicate everything precisely and make profit. Look, everything is as simple as possible. All my strategies are designed so that absolutely anyone can get into options, apply this strategy and make money to get their results. Look at the super trend indicator. I think everything is perfectly clear. It shows trend movements. We can have both long-term and short-term trends. In this case, we're trading short-term trends, opening 1-minute trades, and our goal is to profit from this. So this indicator shows us the price direction. Frankly speaking, that's exactly what it looks like. Look, the first signal is a downward signal. The second is upward, downward, upward. So if there is a strong uptrend, the super trend signal will be drawn from below and will show a buy button. Accordingly, if we have a downward signal, meaning the trend is bearish, the signal will be sell. We just need to understand one basic mechanic here. In any case, all signals are delayed. Firstly, we must perfectly understand ourselves whether there is an uptrend or a downtrend. You need to notice this on your own. Signals from indicators should only serve as confirmation for you. This means you can also open positions in advance, but if you really want to protect yourself, then obviously open a trend only when you see a signal from an indicator, either a fractal or a super trend. Personally, I always open positions on my own. I very rarely look at indicators. They're just an additional confirmation for me. Look, the signals from the fractal indicator are also delayed. If the line is drawn below, we see that we have a buy signal here. This signal is also a buy signal, friends. It's drawn below. The sell signal is drawn on top, a green arrow. But that is a sell signal, and it probably appears during this period when about half of the downward movement is already complete. So keep that in mind too. If you see a price change, you should probably act rather than wait for a signal from the indicators. Let me explain once more. Signals are just additional information. If you're a beginner, you can rely strictly on them. But if you have some experience and understand perfectly well that a signal from an indicator will appear here, act on your own. So let's get started and look for our first setup. All right, look, we have a bullish super trend signal here. And the last fractal signal is also bullish. Let's open for a long position right now. We're likely looking at a breakout of the resistance level here. I'll plot the level about here. I'm locking in signal 1 and signal 2 here, just so you understand. You see, there really is a signal here. An upward move has already formed here. That's why we open a long position, aiming for resistance level breakout. Let's see how the price plays out here. Will a breakout actually happen, or is it false signal and a pullback from the resistance zone? I don't know. Let's take a look. The only catch is that levels are always present on charts. And we must always rely on levels because they are the main reason reversals and price changes happen in general. So right now we traded despite the fact that there is a level here. And that means we open a position on a breakout. When a level breakout occurs, you need additional information, like how the price behaved before and how it behaved at the level. And right now we open blindly based on the indicator signals, and as you can see, it didn't quite work out. That's why we now adding support and the resistance levels to the strategies, just like with all the other strategies we've worked and that I've shown you. And then I guarantee that the results will multiply. Let's look for a trade. You can open trades following the indicator signals, meaning in the direction they point, or you can trade against them. Nobody's stopping you from doing that. Here, you have to use your critical thinking and make decisions yourself, rather than blindly following what the indicators gave us. Indicators are always just a supporting tool, and no one can analyze a chart better than a human, because you analyze based on your personal experience. And the more you've traded in the past, the more setups you've recorded, the better you understand the chart. Now look, we have a support zone right here. Note that the super trend signal is currently pointing downward. The last fractal signal is also downward with the dot on the top. However, the price here is near the support zone. Let me illustrate it. The price is at the support zone here. 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, and here's the fourth. It's the fourth touch and the price is trying to break through this level. In the previous video, I told you the more touches a level has, the weaker it gets, but not in this case. In this case, we have an upward price trend. The price is moving in a sideways channel like this, and every time the price approaches the support or resistance levels, reversals will form, except for those movements when the price actually breaks through the level. But you will definitely understand this. You can't confuse it. Look, a pullback happens after the price tried to break through the support zone. On this pullback, we open a long position. This means we are now opening a position contrary to what our indicators are showing us. We're making the decision on our own. Here, we rely first of all on personal experience and on understanding what levels look like here. It's an ascending one. We have clearly defined the boundaries of our channel, clearly seen how many touches there were and how the price reacted immediately after touching this level. So here we rely mostly on our experience. Notice that the indicator signals were downward in these cases, but every time the price approached this level, a reversal occurred. So you see the signal didn't play out. The signal plays out when the price is not touching a level. So note that the signal appeared approximately when the price was here. And at that moment, of course, you can open short positions. That will actually work. But when the price is at a level and the signal keeps pointing down, it makes the most sense to pause and think whether the price will actually drop. Because the price is moving within a channel, and reversal in the opposite direction happened from a channel. That's why we're going to use a 900 recovery trade here. The price is trying to break this level, but so far it's failing to do so. And to completely cover everything, let's open one more trade for 300 bucks. The volatility persists, of course, but I'm telling you, a reversal will happen here. We will squeeze this setup dry, and that's why I always say you must have a sufficient account balance to use recovery trades. Even if these two trades lock in a loss right now, we'll push through this setup and reach a balance of $6,000 today. I'll show you how to handle stressful situations like this. It's really critical when it seems like the price should reverse, but it hasn't yet, even though our signal show a downward movement. So right now we are acting completely against what the indicators are giving us. Volatility remains. The first trade closed in profit. Look, we are already in the green. Hell yeah. Let's open another one for 900. Let's wait for a pullback. See, a pullback is happening. The price has already gone outside our support level. Of course, but doesn't mean it won't return. Breakouts can be false. You have to understand that too. And here we have more reasons to expect a reversal. So you look at how the price behaves. See, we have very sharp fluctuations as the candles form. Look, right now, at the moment, we opened for 900 position. A fractal signal appeared at the bottom point. That's a bullish signal. You see, our super trend signal is still bearish, but the fractal signal has already appeared as bullish. So we managed to catch the exact moment when the trend changes. We got a fractal signal and the price actually changed direction. Fractal signals come a bit earlier than super trend signals. And look, soon a super trend signal will appear here too, and it will also be bullish. So we have $6,551 on the balance. That's how our trading goes. Lots of core concepts and value today, I'm sure of it. And I think you'll be able to understand everything I said today and apply what you saw. Thank you all for watching and see you next time.